For over 100 years, sci-fi writers have fueled our fantasies about the future with tales of time travel and life on other planets.
When you turn to any fiction, to any novels, you're after three or four things really. You want to lose yourself, you want to find out about yourself, and you want to explore new worlds. Now the newest worlds to explore, and the greatest fantasy worlds, are worlds that don't exist anywhere but in the writer's head, and that's what you get from science fiction.
Modern science fiction began with H.G. Wells. Born in 1866, he began writing while working as a clerk in a draper's shop. His classic tales introduce some of the key themes of sci-fi, time travel in The Time Machine, and alien invasion with War of the Worlds.
It was now dusk. Wondering still more at all that I had seen, I pushed on towards Primrose Hill. Far away through a gap in the trees, I saw the Martian giant from which this howling proceeded. I was not terrified. I watched him for some time. He appeared to be standing and yelling for no reason that I could discover.
It's become part of modern mythology, really, those Martians with their three-legged fighting machines and their heat rays devastating Surrey and London. It's a very ironic sort of story to be producing at that time, showing people here at the heart of empire, in London, in Surrey, in the home counties, experiencing an invasion by a technologically superior civilization. It was the sort of thing which, as Wells pointed out in the book, had happened to, say, the Tasmanians in Australia, and they were totally destroyed as a people by some mainly British people who went there.
The science in that, if we were to look at it now, we could pick holes in it, but the terror that the characters feel, the thought that their world has been overturned, is something we can very much identify with.
In The Time Machine, Wells' hero travels forward 800,000 years to a time when society is divided between an effete ruling class and a slavish race that rarely sees the light of day.
Wells was a committed socialist, and what he said was in The Time Machine, look, if society keeps going on this way with an upper class and a lower class, you're going to end up with this fantastically effete and useless class who live above ground and all these toiling, cannibalistic, ignorant workers below ground. And it's a fantastic moral tale. What he's talking about there is the dangers of science, the dangers of ignorance, and the fact that actually science doesn't have a conscience. Science will let that genie out of the bottle. We'll have the atom bomb. We'll have death machines. All these things H.G. Wells predicted, and he knew that science, once you start on a course, you'll make discoveries, and he was trying to urge people to have a morality about exploration. It's still relevant today.